fucking fucking call every goddamn day. I do anything you want me to do. So they quit telling me I don't do anything. How? How do you do that anything, Larry? How? There's fucking no reason, man. I'm working. I have to do everything on your own. How the fuck do you do everything on your own? If you fucking leave, don't ever come back. Fix me fucking leaving, man.
Fuck, are we done with this shit? Go ahead, call me or just respond.
I didn't hear you. God damn, give me a break, God damn, give me a break. I didn't hear you. What the fuck? I didn't hear you. Alright, then I'll leave. I'll leave tomorrow. You go to court. I tripped you out. All you do is fucking come here for me, man. Oh, what do I get mad at you for? What do I get mad at you for? What? You don't think so, son. You think you're fucking funny. You're all gonna talk about that. That's funny. Fucking up there, man. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. Get off this place. I'm
Cats in there.
Wow, they're still at it. Wow. Just wow. So the neighbors are fighting in the back bedroom, not to be confused with the master bedroom, apparently, because that's where it got loud. The bedroom behind that window there on the left, one that looks like it's directly underneath the two satellite dishes. That's where it was loud, which is pretty wild, because between there and my apartment is their bathroom, their hall, their kitchen, and then on the other side of that wall is my kitchen, and then on the opposite side of the apartment, the front of the apartment, is my living room. And I was hearing all the arguing in my living room, and then down the hall in my bedroom and in my bathroom as I was getting ready. So it gives you some perspective on how loud they're arguing in the back bedroom. Damn. Stuff like that makes me feel a whole lot better about being alone. And all the more perplexed about how somebody as young and gorgeous as the girlfriend in that argument could be with somebody as old and unattractive as the guy in that argument. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I don't have arguments like that with Priscilla. I get frustrated when she tells me not to touch her. I leave. Simple as that. Now, during the time when she wouldn't leave my apartment, which was that was solved like a year ago, but there was a good solid year prior to that where I kept trying to get her to leave, because I'd never given her permission to live in my apartment, not as a full-time thing. Like, initially it was supposed to be for a couple of weeks, because she got evicted out of her place and she needed a couple of weeks to get a new place. So yeah, a couple of weeks, which turned into a couple of years. And to be fair, the first year of it was actually really nice, but then it just kind of turned to shit. And it's like, aren't you getting your own apartment? What happened to you getting your own apartment? And then there was a couple of years of that, which got really frustrating, because no dude wants a live-in girlfriend that neither cooks, cleans, or fucks. Like, if you're not doing any of those things, just and makes constant messes on top of that. Oh, and then on top of that, she got this work from home job where she was like blah 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 on the phone loudly while I would be trying to sleep, which was remarkably frustrating. She looks good to me. I'd love to hook up with a dark chick like that. Anyway, yeah. So she was that got frustrating, but we never argued and yelled at each other like the guys next door. Now, I don't know if she's just if they're if either of them is hitting each other, or if she's just being hysterical and crying because she's an emotional broad. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say, because I can't see through those walls. I can only hear through those walls when they're getting super loud. But yeah, that's such a fun thing to wake up at 2 a.m. So I don't have my rent paid yet, and I don't have my my storage rent paid yet, because A, I don't know if I have enough money to cover it, and B, I've managed to misplace both of my bank debit cards. So in order to get money out of the bank, I need to actually physically go to the bank branches when they're open, and they're not open this early. By the way, it's Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, 7:21 in the morning. Wow, the Saturn clock says 7:20 in the morning. That's not the way that's usually offset. It's kind of confusing. I sat it during a long red light while I was delivering a pizza yesterday. So I got very few pizza deliveries yesterday, consequently very few tips, but at least everybody tipped me something. Yesterday was definitely better than the previous 2 days at Domino's, which were, Saturday was awful, and then Sunday was so awful, I'm kind of amazed that I even went back. And from what I gather, so is the staff there. Both the guys I was working with. Samantha wasn't there. Apparently, I actually took a day off, which is so not Samantha, because she seems to work 24/7 since she's a salaried manager. Like literally 24/7. Like even when she's at home, she's crunching numbers and making text messages, phone calls. Anyway, I'm running in to grab my sip and save drink, and oh, you know what? I need to prepay for gas at a gas pump because I have no functioning credit cards at the moment. So I probably better pull up to one of the gas pumps. This is like not something I normally do, so it's just a whole... I'm one of those persons who, because I have so many mental health issues, almost rely on like muscle memory kind of routines to get through. God, why do their pumps never fucking work? Sorry, out of service. Sorry, out of service. That's like, that should be Circle K's like advertising motto at this point. Instead of Circle K is on way, it should be Circle K, sorry, out of service. And I know I'm going to go inside, you know, and hope to get my sip and save drink. And if not the entire soda fountain, a good portion of it is going to say sorry, out of service. But yeah, I just had to drive around and saw the fucking sides of my car. This fucking pump out of service. Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful day, I can tell. Oh, and look at this. Speaking of Circle K out of service, check this out. Just notice this. Attention all Fry's customers. Effective August 24th. Well, at least it's not effective yet. The site will no longer accept Fry's fuel points. Look above to get our fuel discount programs for great everyday savings. Yeah, I'm not trying to sign up for another fuel savings program. I'm hoping to get my Costco shit back in order. But hey, at least I can use my Fry's fuel points here today, I hope. I'm not sure how that shit works when you're prepaying for it inside. Well, that was overall a miserable experience, but hey, I did get my Fountain Mountain Dew, and I did get $10 worth of gas. I don't know if I was able to redeem my Fry's fuel points or not, because he didn't give me a receipt. Apparently, this truck on my right doesn't know what his turning radius is. He's just sitting there blocking me from being able to exit. So I'm just gonna sit here and see which one of us has more patience. Yes, you do have the turning radius to go. All the money to fucking get the thing, but actually it's probably somebody else's work truck. But yeah, none of the knowledge on how to actually drive it. So anyway, as I was saying, Circle K, took some pictures inside. Hopefully I was able to set that up as a slideshow before this video, or during the break in this video while I was inside Circle K. So after being in the long, ridiculous line, being handled by a Mexican lady who could barely speak English, another cashier opened up the other register. That was an Indian guy, dot, not feather, who could barely speak English. 3 people, 2 guys in front of me and another guy, and then myself, we all went to that line. Well, what I didn't realize what was going on with that line is they've replaced the register at that line. Because it wasn't that long ago I went and bought something at that line. There was a normal register. Well, they've replaced the register at that line with one of their smart automated checkout kiosk thing, and I'm doing smart with air quotes. It is not smart whatsoever. So first guy, I wasn't really paying attention to what the deal was with him. Let's see how many people just run the stop sign here. Yeah, all those people just did not. Flashing red, stop, proceed when safe. I'm the only one that stopped. Reviewing my videos from yesterday, coming back from Yuma, I couldn't help but notice we were sitting at a red light at 16th Street and I-17. Waiting for the light to turn green to turn left. First truck sat at the red light for quite a while, longer than they needed to turn right on red. Not really fond of people that do that either, but after that, an obscenely long line of people, like I forgot how many vehicles turned right on red without stopping. Like, and I realized I needed to pan my phone to the left because the way they were driving, you would think they had a green right arrow, but they didn't. That intersection doesn't have a green right arrow. They all had a red light, all of them. Every single fucking one of them ran the red light. Must have been like 8 vehicles in a row. Fucking ridiculous. It's just mind-numbing how bad people drive out here. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that taco place, but they're amazing. I was at Domino's. I forget what day it was. It was a few days back. It was one of those days that wasn't like completely hellish, and I was in a better state of mind. And Samantha was talking about Taco Bell, and someone else commented that Taco Bell has terrible tacos. Taco Bell is Taco Bell. It's hard to even really compare like real taco places to what Taco Bell has. On that note, I got a Taco Bell burrito in my bag with my sodas that I can microwave today because I bought 2 coming back through each bin and only ate one of them. I love their 99-cent burritos, but yeah, authentic Mexican food, it is not. It's never claimed to be. Anyway, somebody, one of the other guys I work with mentioned that place that I can't pronounce. Tacos something starts with a H-U or something. That caught my ear. I'm like, hell yeah, that place is the best. It's like one of the great hidden secrets. And of course, he mentioned that location and then their original location, which is at 20th Street and Oak, which is, I mean, you talk about a hidden location that nobody just happens to stop at because they just happen to be driving by. Like that's a corner you gotta seek out, and that place is busy because people know that place is amazing. I discovered them the first time I DJ'd a Christmas party for Cafe Monarch in Old Town Scottsdale. They had them cater the food, and it was just absolutely amazing. I was not planning on talking about taco place, by the way. I was trying to say more about what happened at that last Circle K experience because that was awful. So the first guy, when the Indian dude opened his register, which was one of those weird smart checkout scanner things, which is a completely automated thing. Like it should be able to run without a person manning it whatsoever, but Circle K has realized that as a general rule, if they don't have a cashier standing behind it to direct people to it, people just ignore it because they hate it. Now, I've learned certain things that it does well that I do use it for if it's not manned. finally got it functioning for sip and save. Like if all I'm getting is a sip and save drink, and there's not a cashier standing behind trying to make a line for the smart checkout, hell yeah, I'll walk right up to it and key in my stuff and have it go ding 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 and get my free drink. Which is funny, for a while I was doing that, and then I was forgetting to hit a button. And every time I was forgetting to hit that button, it wasn't completing the transaction. I thought I was completing the transaction. I didn't realize I wasn't, because the prompts are not very intelligently programmed, and looked like I completed the transaction. You know, I scanned the drink, I put in my information. Like, why should I have to hit another button? Like, we're done here. It showed it applied the loyalty and then it was free. So yeah, I took my drink and left. And I've still yet to see how many of those I can do in one day. The one time I was on a mission to try that, I happened to walk into like the one Circle K in Tim B that doesn't have any of them. But anyway, yeah, people hate those things. And for a lot of shit, like, those things don't work. They still don't apply a lot of the sale discounts like they're supposed to. Advertise sales. They absolutely can't deal with the stuff that's in the manager special clearance bin, which I love to buy like candy and booze out of. They also can't. I don't know if they apply fuel points or not. And unfortunately, I didn't get my receipt, and that's on me because I probably needed to hit a button for the receipt that I failed to do while I was at the automated kiosk. Or maybe it spit out the receipt and I just didn't grab it. That's possible too. So my bad on that. But so anyway, the guy in front of me, he's trying to use the smart checkout. And all he's trying, this guy looks like, I'm not 100% if this guy is homeless or maybe he's just, very bottom rungs of society, but the guy's really scruffy looking, and all he's trying to do is buy a tall boy, like a 24-ounce can of some kind of beer, malt liquor or something. I didn't look exactly what it was, just a shiny can of brewed beer-like beverage, and didn't look much unlike the guy that was flying a sign on the corner there. So anyway, he gets there and puts the beer on the platform. And I don't even think the guy is understanding it's an automatic scanning thing, like, because there's a cashier there. Like, can't the cashier do his job? He's there. He's not speaking English so good, but he's there. And so scruffy dude sets this can of beer on the scanning platform, and then, for those not familiar with the Circle K auto kiosk, it's not like the self-checkouts at most places where you've got either a scanner gun to scan your shit or you've just got a scanner that comes up and you swipe your stuff over. It's nothing like that at all. It's a platform and the scanner is above, and like basically you put everything you're buying there and it scans it from above. Now, I don't know if it's scanning UPCs or if it just actually recognizes the products. I really don't know how it works. But you put your stuff there. Well, guy's just trying to get his damn morning beer so he can go on with his alcoholic day, and puts the can on it and puts his ID on it, because they say ID required for all beer purchases or all alcohol purchases. And even though the guy looks like he's probably pushing 60, he's still busting out his ID, doing the right thing. Props to alcoholic, old, possibly homeless guy. And then he pulled his wallet out to pull his ID out while he set the wallet down on the counter next to it, because obviously his plan is, once the cashier has, looked at the ID and verified that he has ID, he's going to put it back in his wallet, put it back in his pocket. Once he, gets his change. I think that's the thought process of alcoholic, old, probably homeless guy. I don't see anything unusual there. Like, that's pretty much the things I completely see that's a normal thought process to do in front of a cashier. Meanwhile, Indian cashier's like, no, because but them to move in the wallet and the phone and the phone and the bundle. And I'm just thinking, can we get some English speaking cashiers here in Arizona? Can we get that? I mean, damn, this isn't even 7-Eleven. Come on now. And of course, the guy's not understanding him. I'm not understanding him. And apparently what he was trying to do was get the guy to get his ID and his wallet off the little scanning area, and to center the can of beer in the scanning area, because otherwise the robotic scanner stuff wouldn't work correctly. Like, come on, man, you're a cashier. How about you just key in can of beer and how much money it is and let this guy go on with his life? Like, you're being paid to do a job here. Why is this guy got to do all this extra bullshit? He's just trying to get his morning beer so he can go on with his alcoholic day. And I'm just wanting this process to hurry up because, Jesus Christ, I need to prepay for my gas, key in my phone number to get my sip and save drink, and go on with my day. Like, I've already waited in this long-ass line for the other register before this guy opened his register, and now I'm dealing with just layers of stupid from a so-called smart register. I mean, it literally says smart on the register, and it's not smart if it can't figure out the fact that an ID and a wallet are not purchasable items that need to be tallied up. A 4-year-old can probably figure that out, and it wouldn't even have to be a very smart 4-year-old. So it takes a while for this guy to figure out what it is that the Indian cashier is asking for, because he's got such a strong accent. It doesn't sound like he's speaking English, even though he was. It's just like, they're English and accented English. To me, not the same thing. I don't think voice recognition software could have understood what this guy is saying. If the software can't figure it out, my software can't figure it out. Neither could old drunk guys. Or old really needs to get drunk so he can think right guys. I'm not slighting that guy at all. It kind of sounds like I am. I feel his pain. So he's lifting that stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what the guys want to do. And then the Indian guys, oh, they're playing Kasha card. It's like, Cash, put in the blue light. The blue light, the thing with the blue light. All right, I'm making out blue light. I'm not sure if other guys are understanding blue light. I'm making blue light. At this point, I'd like to point out that there's a card reader, and then there's a bill acceptor, and there's a receipt printer. All three of which devices have blue lights on them. Thing with the blue light. Not narrowing it down, dude. There are 3 devices in front of this man with blue lights on it. How about you point at what it is? Or better yet, you're a fucking cashier. How about you take his money and give him his change? That's what cashiers are supposed to do. Or to go back to India. Because I think that's how they do it in India. I think they still have money and give change in India. I could be wrong. I've never been to India. But damn. He turns to me, goes, what? I said, don't ask me, man. I can't understand him either. He just kind of chuckles a little bit. And at this point, the guy picks up his wallet, which he had to move to when there wasn't much space on the counter, because that smart checkout thing pretty much dominates the whole counter. There's nowhere else to put your wallet other than on that pad. If you have to take your wallet out to take your ID out for an alcohol purchase. Anyway, the guy's just like, fuck this, and put his ID back in his wallet back in the pocket, picked up the beer, and walked the fuck out of the store. Yes, he stole the beer. And you know what? I don't slight him at all. I don't even see that as shoplifting. Like, he was trying so hard to pay for his beer and running into a language barrier and some absolutely stupid, allegedly smart technology. I would have probably done the same thing with my soda at that point if it wasn't for the fact that I need to prepay for my damn gas, because I don't have a functioning credit card that I can swipe to get the gas paid for. First world problems, I know, but it's fucking frustrating. At that point, I get up there, so key in your loyalty number, so I key in my loyalty number, which I know is going to work. So I know that's going to work for the soda. I'm not concerned about that. But at that point, I ask him, well, I get my Fry's rewards point off that phone number as well. Because generally speaking, Circle K rewards and Fry's VIP rewards are 2 different things. And conceivably, you could have them on different phone numbers. I've had that situation before. At the moment, I don't. But I have in the past had them on different numbers. And I don't see anything about Fry's VIP rewards. I honestly don't think I got it. I never got my receipt, so I never got to see if I did get my fuel discount or not. So right at this point, I'm like buying gas every day until I can get my credit right and afford a full tank of gas. So I'm sure at some point I'll get a chance to use my rewards. And to be completely fair, better to utilize those rewards on a full tank rather than just, $10 worth of gas. So anyway, but I asked him, he's like, "Oh, we no longer take the fries food point there's a sign." And the sign that I had shown on the video just a little bit earlier on the pump, he holds that sign up. I said, "Yeah, dude, that says effective August 24th. It's August 2nd. You realize it's not August 24th yet, right?" He looks at, "Oh, I didn't see that." You're fucking holding it, showing it to me. How are you not seeing that? You need to see that. I'm just sick of so much stupid everywhere I go. I'm just sick of it. Anyway, I'm heading into work. I'm totally not prepared for Domino's. I have none of the stuff I need with me for Domino's. Shirt is at home. Hat is maybe at home. I still haven't found my hat. Obviously, I need to talk to Samantha about scheduling. Because I can't really complain about the schedule that she set me up with based on availability that I told her. However, with all the shit I got going on right now, she wants me there at 5:30. I don't think I'm going to make it. In fact, I'm thinking on my lunch break, I'm going to have to leave here and bus quickly to banks to try to get money out so I can handle the things I need to handle with money orders, which is storage rent and apartment rent. Meanwhile, I'm getting text messages and emails telling me that automatic credit payments are coming out of my already inadequate bank balances. And those just happen. And granted, I've had all month to get on the phone and try to make arrangements and say, "Hey, can we slow the roll on that?" But they're all set for minimum payments, so it's money I need to pay anyway. Although, I've been diligent about making my payments and minimum payments if that's all I can handle with my Wells Fargo credit card, and they completely fucked me this month anyway. So at this point, what's the great benefit of it? You know what I mean? What's the great benefit if they're gonna fuck you anyway? Anyway, I don't know how it's going to work, but I think I'm going to have to spend my 30-minute lunch break driving to the banks. I'm pretty sure there's a Chase Bank right over at 16th Street in Buckeye. I have no idea where the nearest Wells Fargo branch is. Because otherwise, I get off at 4:30, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to handle that. Plus, we're supposed to be going back to Yuma today. And with all the lollygagging that goes on coming back from Yuma, God knows when I'll actually get back. I do want to mention it too. Well, I do and I don't want to mention it to the boss. I don't because I don't want him to not put me on these trips. But there's absolutely zero reason we couldn't have been back here by 3:30, let alone 4:30. And the fact we got here at almost 5:30 is just ridiculous.